Okay, guys, I'm going to show you two different methods of doing multiplication of decimals. Number one, where I have to line my numbers up vertically, and number two is called the grid method. So I'm going to start number one. This is kind of the way I was taught in school how to do it. When we do it this way, we have to start over on the far right first. And then, so this one is my hundredths position. With this, I'm going to multiply 1 times 3. I'm going to multiply it by each of the top numbers. 1 times 3, 1 times 2, 1 times 5. So I'm going to do that now. So 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 5 is 5. Before I move to this number, which is my tenths position, I have to put a placeholder here. Now I'm going to multiply 5 by each of the top numbers. So 5 times 3, 5 times 2, 5 times 5. So 5 times 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. Carry the 1. 5 times 5 is 25. Plus 1 is 26. Now, before I go over to my last number, which is my ones position here, I have to put two placeholders down here. Now I'm going to multiply 6 by each of the top numbers, starting from the right. So 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Carry the 1. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 1 is 31. Make sure those numbers are lined up. Now I'm just going to add 3 plus 0 and 0 is 3. 2 plus 5 is 7. 5 plus 1 is 6. Plus 8 is 14. Carry the 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. Plus 3 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. And 3 plus 0 is 3. Now I have to look, when I'm doing decimals, back at my question and see how many numbers are after the decimal in my question. So in my question, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers after the decimal. My answer has to be the same. So I have to have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers after my decimal. So my decimal has to go right there. And there is my answer for this method number one. So method number two is the grid method. I'm going to start down on the bottom, and I'm going to multiply 1 times 3, then 5 times 3, then 6 times 3. Okay, so here we go. So 1 times 3 is 3, but I put the 0 there, and I put the 3 here. 5 times 3 is 15. I put the 1 here, 5 here. 6 times 3 is 18, and I put it like that. Now I'm going to look at my 1 again, but now I'm going to do 1 times 2, then 5 times 2, then 6 times 2. So let's do that. So 1 times 2 is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12. All right. So again, I'm going to start back down with my 1, and I'm going to do 1 times 5, then 5 times 5, then 6 times 5. All right, so let's do that. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25, and 6 times 5 is 30. Now what I do is I look at these diagonal columns, and I'm going to add those up, and I'm going to show you in a minute here. So I'm just highlighting these different diagonal columns, and I'm going to add those up right away. So here we go. So if I add this one up here, 3 plus nothing is 3. So I put it here. Now I'm going to do this one. 5 plus 2 is 7. Now I'm going to do this one here. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. But I got to carry the 1 up here. So I'm going to put it right here. Now I'm doing this diagonal column here. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. Plus 5 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. Now I'm going to carry the 1 up to this diagonal column. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 is 4, and 3 plus nothing is 3. So again, I should put my decimals up here now. Same as in method 1, I have to look and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers after my decimal. So I have to make sure I have, start down here, 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers after my decimal. So I'm going to put my decimal right here. So my answer using the grid method is still 34.0473. So using both methods, I get the same answer. So I think what I'm going to get you to do is try and do some of these on Flipgrid and see if you can explain some examples. I'll probably give you 2 questions and see if you can do it. All right.
Watch. Watch it. Watch it.
This is not gonna work.
It's gonna work. It has to. Well, watch. Oh, it's ripping.